Hi, everybody. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get on. Well, that was loud. Loud and delayed. Well, I think we're going to get started. Arnold Volker here, live at Next Innovations, focusing on our blank dye sublimation products, cottage blanks. We're going to show you some pressing some things live, and if you have any questions either now or later, if you watch this later on, just reach out to us. Nextinnovations.net. Or cottage blanks or metal art maker. They all kind of point you to the same spot. But we have lots of different blanks. First thing we're going to talk about is our press. We have a Geonite 20S. It's kind of should be the same thing that most of you have at home. We have a half-inch no-max pad, so you do have to use that for our products. Not just the pad that it comes with. You actually need an extra pad. And then we use a piece of craft paper over the top, just your standard craft paper. And then we put the part and stuff down, and then we're going to put another piece of craft paper over the top. So first thing we're going to talk about or do, which we haven't done these in a while, is a coat rack. So you could hang accessories, halters, garden utensils, belts, lots of different things, coats, hats. Corey did some tests a while back. I think each hook will hold 80 pounds. He used his scuba weights, if I remember right. And so we're going to lay the print down, and then we lay the part down on top of it. And these come in a set, and we are going to press this at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 385 degrees, and kind of a medium pressure. So this is a manual press, they call it. So just this dial on the back is what we're dialing the pressure. Otherwise, pneumatic press is based on air pressure. We send you instructions along with a template, and so you can put your own artwork and stuff on the template. This is our wind spinner. Same thing would be for the coat racks, and I'll pull that off here in a second when it's done. Next thing we're going to press, a lot of you have seen our wind spinners. If you have not tried a wind spinner, please check that out. This is a 10-inch. We have all the way down to a 3-inch and up to a 16-inch that will fit on this 16 by 20 press. So we'll show you that next. Here is the print that we're going to use. We have a little bit larger paper. If you don't have large enough paper, you could actually just use the green high temperature tape, which I have here to show you, and tape the seams together. So just your high temperature green tape. In our case, we do have larger printers, and so we have registration marks on the templates. You can use a window or a light table, and you just line up the registration marks and fold it. The registration marks are for just to help to make sure that you have the fold in the right place. If the fold was in the wrong place, then your part is going to be off. Kind of a common mistake that we have made or others have made. You want to make sure, for example, if we look at this print, we'll see the deer is right side up on one side and upside down on the other. Common mistake that's made is sometimes not inverting this. So when you put these two together, the deer should should be, when the wind spinner spins, you should have the deer standing with its feet on the ground on both sides. Corey just found one yesterday, even in our front lobby, so we even make mistakes. The butterfly was right side up on one side, and it was upside down on the other side. So the other thing is, if you have any words on your products, whether it's the key racks or coat racks or anything, if you can read the words when you're looking at the print, then it's going to show up backwards, because when it dye sublimates, it actually inverts it. So when you're actually looking at your print, I don't have one here but has words, but just like this deer, you would want to make sure that you could read the word. So that's kind of a important thing there to mention. And that, yeah, it never happens until it does. Let's see. And like I said, if you have any questions, Arnold got a haircut. Arnold did get a haircut. I came back from my Egypt trip, and my son said I look like a Q-tip. My hair turned completely white. Hi, Jerry. I don't know if that's a compliment when your son tells you look like a Q-tip. So I'm going to pull this off the press. And it is, I don't know where I got these gloves, but I got some funky gloves today. Looks like I'm going ice fishing. And you want to just flip this over. You want to look at your print and make sure that the ink all comes off. So as you guys have heard me that watch this a lot, that is your report card. I'm going to set this off to the side just for a little bit. I'm going to throw something else on the press. Same thing on the wind spinners. You want to put the print down, then the part. In this case, it's a two-sided part, so we're going to press both sides at the same time. And pretty simple. One common mistake I make is sometimes putting too many things on, or it might be hanging off from the press. So you don't want to do that. So this is what it looks like before we bend the prongs. You can see that they're flat, and you want to bend them when the part is still warm. Does anybody know why we bend them when it's still warm? It's been so long since I did these, I think I forgot how to do it for you. Basically, you want to have powder coating has a high flexural strength, and so it actually won't crack when it's warm. So it actually bends better when it's warm. So we have this little bending tool that comes with the set. There's a stop in there. You just then bend one at a time right over. So it's perpendicular with the part. And it is metal, so it's 18. These are 16 gauge steel. So you just bend it right around, and you do that 3 times. And it's a similar process for the key racks. If you have not done the key racks, I'd highly recommend them. So you bend that little tool, and it is metal. You can tweak it a little bit if you need to, but generally speaking, it's so easy, Arnold can do it. So, or he's giggling a little bit, so I don't know if that must mean it's easy. So, good. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, so it's a real easy thing to do. They're functional, so that's what's really nice. Here's a key rack that we do for our local U-Haul dealer, which is actually a key rack. And so those are given out to customers. Hi, Fairway Seed. That's cool that you're on here. We're seeing a few new people today. Same thing. These all just bend, and they bend with a little bit different tool, but they just slip in, you bend them all at once. Hey, Lynn. But yeah, great. For those of you that are like a fairway seed, I mean, so you could do these for certain customers, certain events. You could put your logo on there. If you don't have the dye sublimation equipment, you could ask us to do it, and we can name drop and do that for you. And that could be the same thing on something like this. You could have, your company name or something on there. Corey's working on something right now, kind of a fun thing, a USA shape with a national trucking company. So they might be looking at giving away as some kind of gifts. So, I mean, there's lots of different ways. Lots of people are looking at creative ways, new things to put their brand and stuff on. And so that's a couple different examples. We've done wind spinners for your local beer distributors, Coca-Cola, lots of different things. Again, here's the report card. So you want to make sure that all the ink is gone except for where the part is not. Generally speaking, if anybody's having any issues, it relates to not having that Nomax pad or time and temperature. For those of you that have watched me do these things, honestly, it's very, very simple. It's all about time and temperature. So if it's just like baking a cake. If something is wrong, it's usually time and temperature or something to do with your recipe. In this case, you're just laying parts on there, and literally just like it sounds, I mean, the ink is turning to a gas and dyeing the powder coating layer. So, and then these are a couple with brackets. I wanted to show you a couple things with brackets. We have some great sales going on right now. Definitely be thinking of 4th of July is coming up. So there's lots of different things that you could customize for the summer or patriotic. So there's lots of ideas that you could do. Seriously, I think these are my ice fishing gloves. Does anybody know what ice fishing even is? Depends on how far south these people are. That is a couple more wind spinners we're going to do. I haven't maybe done this one in a while, but we do have the silver and we have the white. So we'll kind of show the difference. But the silver sells well on some products and white sells well. And we have it in many different sizes. This is a smaller hummingbird. Here is, one we pressed last time on white. So they just look, it's a subtle difference, but you get a little bit more refraction of the light on the clear. Again, on clearance, we did these last time. Corey's got some great specials online, but here's some just bottle openers. Really easy just to pick an image and throw on there. Again, that's something that you could do for the summer for branding. You could put your name on there, and it's kind of a fun giveaway. I guess that gave me an idea, Corey. There's a local bike fling that's going on, and they're looking for something. Pedal bike. I don't know if we want the pedal bikers drinking beer, maybe. I don't know. Would that make us liable?
Maybe.
Maybe that's not a good idea. Okay, the wind spinners do not matter if you bend them, warm or not. You can bend them anytime. You want the holes horizontal. You honestly just push out with your thumbs and basically creates where the wind is going to catch them. I've seen a lot of people not bend them. They just don't spin as well. I mean, it creates kind of a vortex, or it just helps it spin. They do come with a swivel. After you press it, obviously, you would put that swivel on. And like I was saying earlier, if we spun this around, you still want the deer with his feet on the bottom, not in the air. We have done some cool animation. I don't know if Corey created it, but I'll give him credit. We did some dog, a long-eared dog. That was one of my favorites, where his ears were up, like a basset hound or something, Corey. And his ears were down on one. Another favorite of mine, which we can't seem to find the artwork, but you could create it, is Einstein. It's like Einstein's tapping his head, so his fingers on his head on one side and off his head on the other. So when it spins, it looks like a cartoon. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time, or comments. The other thing, I think, Corey, we have our paper still on sale. We're running a sale on our paper. We are lucky to have Cold and Hove, the same paper that we use. We use rolls, not sheet, but that's a sheet paper. Once the beeper goes off, you want to pull your parts. Usually we just flip them over. Again, see your report card. Extremely simple. If you ever had issues with sticking paper, sometimes like if I try to recreate sticking issue, let's say I didn't pull it off the press right away, just to try to create that problem, that could do it. But if you do get sticking paper, just wet water or water solution, doesn't even have to be soapy. Windex. We used Windex before. I don't know if I've ever heard of dry water, so I don't know why I said wet water. But is that a thing, Corey? Wet water?
It is preferable to dry water.
Yeah, it's preferable to dry water. So yeah, we're gonna do the dragonfly next. We're gonna put the part down, and again, the dragonfly is facing a certain direction, so you want to make sure that it matches. And we are gonna throw our paper down. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Show you this for those of you that have not ever purchased a way to display the spinners. This black part comes as a kit with the motor and ships flat. It's just a wonderful way for you to display whatever you just made. A spinner really presents well when it's spinning. When it's not spinning, even for those of you on here that sell wholesale or retail in like stores, definitely you don't want to have them spinning. Jerry, you're always good for a question or two. Kind of like the dry rain we've been having. Yeah, dry rain. We've been having lots of dry rain. It's dry. Lots of dust flying around. Let's see, what else? We have some great sales, I know, on miniature license plate frames, bar keys. If you guys have not used the bar key blank, that's another fun one to customize. Trying to look at other things that might be here that we can. Well, Corey, you're actually even on YouTube now. Corey's on YouTube. Lynn's on YouTube. Debbie Jones is on YouTube. All the rest of them are on Facebook.
I got Jerry on Facebook, that's it.
Well, then they're on.
Be on your page, maybe?
Well, I don't recognize Fairway Seeds. You're on the next page.
I'm on that too.
Well, they are slippery today. They are figuring it out. It was intended, Jerry, as a compliment. Corey can't see you guys.
I can't see any comments at all.
I've tried to get him some reading glasses, but he did have them on earlier today.
Oh, now he's all kind of little, but it didn't show up. I had to refresh the page, I don't know.
There you go. I got a few more.
Windows open.
I got a few more things we're gonna press. As usual, love you guys' feedback and comments, questions. Always good to try to stump us. I got Corey here as a fallback. Usually he's our catch-all, know-all. Behind the scenes reporter. Got a couple laughs on there. I don't know. It might have been related to my wet water. Dry water, dry rain. Okay, the timer went off. And as you can see here, we're doing two different. No, we actually just did one. I forgot what I pressed. This is our dragonfly. Isn't that pretty? And there's the report card. This is, for me, is probably one of the funnest things, is just seeing how things come off the press. It's just the vibrancy of the colors, the whole dye sublimation process. Here we're going to do something in honor of the 4th of July coming up, and that's our flag blank. And so I'm going to press that so I can show you guys just some different things that you could do for things that are coming up and current. Another thing is a garden stake, so we're going to sneak the garden stake on here. That's not the right print, so that doesn't fit. So you want to make sure your prints definitely fit before you press them. So I'm going to show you just how you can put multiple things on here like I did before. So I'm going to put another spinner on here since we have room. And again, you just line the print up to the part, or the part up to the print. And you start to press again. Couple things. Here's the butterfly that we did earlier, and this is on white. And it does have a bracket on the back. So that bracket gets bent at a 90 and then either up or down. In this case, we don't want the bracket to show. So we're going to bend it so it's kind of in a Z. We do have some really cool antennae for the butterflies, and then we can bend their wings forward. So it's got some shape to it, but just very bright, very. Do you have a sample of the awareness ribbon? I have in the past. You got one for it?
Yeah, that's what's on the table.
Yeah. Corey's going to grab one for us. Thank you, Debbie, for asking. It's always good to have questions. But yeah, so that's on white. And then this, this group always says their blanks, they always say white is bright. It definitely is whiter. The clear is just a little bit different of a look. It's more of a translucent look. And again, brackets is the same. Thank you, Corey. So here's the for a local cancer benefit that Corey goes on annually for a motorcycle ride, which is coming up pretty soon, isn't it?
August.
Yeah, coming up in August. But again, you would press it flat. We do have artwork. I think these are even complimentary, if I remember right. But it's a wonderful, lots of different colors for the different types of cancer. But that's a good example. Okay. I think I was showing this eagle, same kind of thing. Bracket is on the back. We're going to bend the bracket down. And that's just how it hangs. And the same thing, you can shape it, so the wings come bent forward just a little bit. Okay. Lots of different shapes. We got turtles, eagles. So definitely check out our website. Some great sales. We got some overstock items. Where can I find the artwork? If you go to our website, and it's under digital designs, and there are some free ones, and then there are some that are purchasable. And then for those of you that maybe want larger items, you can
Digital download.
yeah, digital downloads. I don't know if you want to put a link in the thing. But if you don't have a large enough press, or you don't have all the equipment that you need, you can definitely set up a wholesale account and purchase right off from our website of things that are already pressed. Otherwise, you do not, just for purchasing the blanks. We really only have them at one price unless you're buying a very large quantity, which would mean in excess of probably hundreds per unit. Then we have better pricing. But otherwise, wholesale pricing you're getting when you're purchasing it on the retail side, so you don't have to create a login. Okay. And unless anybody's got any questions, I think that's all I'm going to press today. Definitely have time for any Q&A. Thank you for posting that, Corey. Here's the really vibrant hummingbird we just pressed. That's a small. I guess I can throw one more thing on the press so you can kind of see the size differences. Again, just trying to reiterate how wet rain really is wet. How easy this is. It's basically, you have some alignment marks, two-sided. You don't need to run the press twice. You just press it once. You fold the part over. Here, you want to make sure, like I had the spinner, I'm facing the wrong way. You want to make sure that it's facing the right direction. So it is possible to make a mistake, but it's a super simple process. And then the thing that's amazing is that, the ink is actually turning to a gas and dyeing the powder coating. Just for example, like the shirt I have on today, we were doing these local shows that we had last year and the year before, kind of an art and health fair. And I just love the vibrancy. This thing has been washed many, many, many times. So if you have not done dye sublimation on apparel, it's really cool and really easy. But it does have to be a polyester or a blend of some type. You can't do 100% cotton because it actually is dyeing the fabric. Here is the flag that we just pressed. So this is a 11-inch kaleidoscope, we call it, and ships flat, presses flat. And like I said, we got these in lots of different styles, but this happens to be a flag. So this would be a really cool thing to do for the 4th of July. We've had people put the brand name, customer name, lots of things in here. That's a little more difficult. It does get a little smaller, but you can customize the flag, the center. But this is really a fun one. And for those of you that haven't seen the key racks or coat racks, honestly, that is one of my favorites. Corey's got a really cool motorcycle design one by his desk. I got some upstairs. If you just, for me, I just went on a trip, I could easily customize this with some trip pictures, but lots of different uses for the key rack and the coat rack. I seen one of your comments that you interrupted by a customer. But yeah, the cool thing with these, you can always go back and watch them again. So don't hesitate to go back and watch these. And then, as always, I will put my email in here. So if you want to reach out to me, otherwise, Corey really gets to a lot of the technical stuff. But you can always email us. Our emails are also on our website. So there's many, many ways to reach us. Here's my direct phone number. Same thing. Small company, all USA made, so we're easy to get a hold of. If you have any issues or complaints, want something customized, we try to resolve them. Trying to think of other things. If anybody has any questions, Corey, you think of anything else? Okay, check out the sale. Check out the overstock. We have some things more than 50% off. We do have some blanks, I think, still at $5 a blank, even though they're really big blanks. So there's lots and lots of options for you. Again, it's a really simple process. It's all about time and temperature and making sure you have that pad on there. There's your report card. So if the first thing we're going to ask is, what does your print look like after you pressed it? I mean, does all the ink come off? What does it look like? Extremely vibrant. You can see this here, hot off the press. Super simple. We appreciate you guys' business. Buy American made whenever you can. If you're looking for ways to try to increase your sales, name dropping, you can put on lots of different things. So if you have any ideas or things that you might like to see us cut out, we have some new peaking shapes where animals and stuff are peeking around the corner. There's might be a little bit big for your presses, but check those out. We always like feedback on our existing wholesale items that we put out there. We appreciate the business and have a wonderful day. See you later.